Greetings, Manna 3301 students. I'm here to put out this week's video for the discussion board we had last week on excuse me, why men, people of color and women have a difficult time raising in the ranks of the corporate ladder. And as I warned you in the greeting and the announcement on the online, it's usually a pretty heated and emotional debate oftentimes. And of course, you guys did not disappoint. There was lots of great banter and conversation and discussion on this topic. So I wanted to kind of give you my 2 cents worth. I'm sorry for the tardiness of this video. I usually try to get them out on Wednesdays, but if you will just keep me and my family in prayers, as we've had some family emergencies kind of come up that I've had to take care of. But back to the question at hand. Why do you think that people of color and women have a difficult time climbing in the corporate ladder up into the senior positions? Well, many of you pretty well nailed it. It has to do with a byproduct of our country's history, and especially our country's history in business. Now, I do not believe that there is a significant number of good old boy network like it used to be. There are still people that think like that out there. However, there is still a bias of some types in many places. But that's not to say that there has not been great advancement. Several of you mentioned different people who are the heads of major corporations. The PepsiCo was one that was mentioned. You look at Carly Fiorina. She was the Compaq CEO for a while, and stepped down and was even a presidential candidate herself. And then, of course, we have the whole discussion of the presidential election with Hillary Clinton being the Democratic nominee. What I have to say about this is that is there still issues? Certainly. There is still discrimination in the workplace. There is still people who are judged based upon skin color or gender. Is it getting better? Absolutely. Is it as bad as some people might say or as good as some people might say? No, it is not. There are those who are going to try to make the statistics appear more one-sided than they are. One of the things that we have to consider as change occurs is just the impact of statistics of the number of people entering into these markets. What I mean by that is just because there are more women in the workplace or people of color in the workplace does not necessarily mean that the same percentage of those people are striving for those higher positions, those top positions. The statistical relevance of just you bring in that many more people, you also bring in that many more ideologies, mindsets toward advancement, and things like that. So it's never going to be a one-to-one. So it will probably never get to be where we're close to 50-50 men and women and people of color in the senior positions on major corporations. But that being said, it does not mean that we as new managers and current managers cannot take those strides to do what we can in our spheres of influence in business to stem the tide of any kind of discrimination, making sure that the best candidate is selected, making sure that we are seeking skill sets that we need to fill open positions in as many areas as we can to attract people of color or women and add them to the slate of candidates, and then let their skill set and experience compete equally with other candidates. That's the best and only way to get a fair representation, along with getting the best candidate in the spot. So it will continue to be a hot situation especially with racial tensions as high as they are in our country right now. But what I pray that you will do is to remember that we are all God's creation and God's children. And God did not call men or people to love only men or love only women or love only people of color or love any one individual group. God called us to love everybody. And that is the mindset that we need to kind of take into our decision making, especially as we're filling positions as managers, is that we need to treat each other equally and let skill sets, work histories, and abilities be the judge, not one's gender or the color of their skin. Well, right now you're probably watching this video and some of you may have already taken the test. Some of you will be taking the first test. I wish you well. You're all doing great, and I really appreciate the effort that you put in this semester, and I'll look forward to our continued times together. We'll see you next time.